Pensioners who retired from the Federal Civil Service have called on President Muhammadu Buhari to declare a state of emergency on the nation's pension administration. They made the call during a peaceful protest in Abeokuta, the Ogun State capital, where they claim they are yet to receive their pension gratuity in the last 14 months.
We were told at one conference that the former administration borrowed 3.7 trillion from IPPS to finance their government, and the money was taken or borrowed for pensioners' money. And this one also created problem for pensioners in the country. More so, I want to appeal to the president, the listening president, President Buhari, to come to our aid, because many of our members have died prematurely.
Also in Ogun State, the governor, Mr. Ibikule Amosun, is again emphasizing the readiness of the state to partner with well-meaning investors to improve the lot of the state and the welfare of the people. The governor today received the ambassador of the United States to Nigeria, Mr. Stuart Simonton, who notes that the state has distinguished itself not only as the industrial capital of the country, but also as the first point of call for investors. And from there, staying in the southwest, the administration of Governor Olusegun Mimiko in Ondo State is insisting on providing equal access to quality and affordable education at all levels. Speaking at the commissioning of the St. James CAC Mega Primary School in Akure, the state capital, the governor notes that government's attention to education in the last 8 years has reduced the rate of crime in society. The convener of Save Nigeria Group, Pastor Tunde Bakare, commended Governor Mimiko's initiative of increasing the population of enlightened citizens.
Education is a social process. Education is growth. Education is not preparation for life. Education is life itself. And this explains why Victor Hugo said, "He who opens a school door closes a prison." We cannot truly the free social mobility except and until we have a critical mass of enlightened citizenry. And when he told me this is a primary school, I would not tell a lie. You blew my mind. And when I understood that both the children of the poor and the rich can mix here, I know there's a great future for Ondo State.
2009, Ondo State came 33rd in Nigeria. That was obviously unacceptable. Unacceptable from the point of view of the fact that we are proud inheritors of the great legacy of education in this part of the world. Crime rate in society is inversely proportional to the level of equality. That is, the more unequal the society is, the higher the crime rate. And we thought that we needed to do something about equality in our society. And where to start is actually to virtually equalize access to quality education at all levels.
Mr. Olusegun Mimiko, Governor, Ondo State. The trial of the Senate President, Dr. Bukola Saraki, at the Code of Conduct Tribunal over alleged false declaration of access has been adjourned to the 17th of January for continuation of hearing. At the resumed hearing of the case, the prosecution counsel, Rotimi Jacobs, concluded his re-examination of the first principal witness, Michael Witkas, over the ownership of a property at number 15 MacDonald Road, Ikoyi, Lagos, which is said to belong to the Senate President. The defense counsel, represented by Mr. Paul Usoro, however, insists that the evidence of the witness is of no effect on allegations against Dr. Bukola Saraki. For the South-South, the River State Governor, Mr. Wike, has called on the federal government to come up with a comprehensive reward package for servicemen and legionnaires for the sacrifices they make for the country. Speaking at an interdenominational service to mark the 2017 Armed Forces Remembrance Day, the governor says the annual ritual for servicemen is not enough when viewed against the backdrop of laying down their lives for the country.
But for these, our armed forces, be it the Navy, be the Air Force, be it the Army, what would have happened? They laid their lives to make sure that this country is united. They laid their lives to make sure this country is not broken. Today, some of them are dead because of that. And nobody talks about who will take care of their families that they have left behind. I believe, and I would urge, that the government will just like what the man who preached said. What are we going to do, knowing fully well that these people will one day go out and fight for us? They may come back, they may not come back. Why do we not take steps to make sure that when they are no longer there, that families do not suffer? It's not only to choose a date to remember them. After that, what happens? So it's important for the federal government that is in charge of our armed forces to take a second look and establish something that will keep the families going.
Mr. Wike, Governor, River State. And staying with the Armed Forces Remembrance Day, Governor Wike's counterpart in the North Central, Mr. Tanko Almakura of Anasarawa State, says he would employ 100 legionnaires as security personnel in public places in the states, amongst other gestures. He believes their expertise will help improve the security situation in the state.
I want to say that I have hearkened to that call, and we are providing 10 slots in the employ of Nasarawa State for the widows and children to the Ministry of Women Affairs. Then we will see how to process depending on the availability. But definitely at whatever rank we find the positions available, I assure you this year we're going to employ 10 people of your widows or children. There are some members of Nigerian Legion that are not gainfully employed. And what you know best is security services. We will offer the Nigerian Legion a slot of 100 people for immediate employment as security personnel.